This was the scene last July when Jetty Park was inundated with brown, smelly seaweed.
It stinks as it starts to decompose. It releases hydrogen sulfide.
It's bad for beachgoers and can be bad for the environment. People here are hoping they won't encounter it this year.
I'm hoping to avoid it too. I mean, this has been our surf spot.
I'm sensitive to smells, so it probably would be for me, especially because this is my first time in Florida.
Throughout the year, the seaweed makes its way across the ocean. This is what it looked like last January for researchers tracking it in the Caribbean. And this is what they're seeing this year.
We're really looking at probably the biggest event that we've ever seen.
USF researcher Brian Barnes says the patch has doubled in size over the past couple of months. Barnes and his team have been studying possible causes for the increase, like changes to the environment and water circulation patterns. They're also working to more accurately predict where it will end up.
Looking at the trends, our best guess is it's going to be a record year. The question is almost how much of a record it's going to be.
Researcher Brian Barnes told us there have already been reports of the seaweed washing up in the Florida Keys. Now he says the most noticeable impacts won't come until the summer. In Brevard County, Connor Hansen, Fox 35 News.
Well, I've never experienced that, but the way people are describing it, I don't know.
The only good thing is you can run on it. When you're out there on the beach, it's easier to run on,
Okay.
but man, except the smell again. And
If you can run with the smell.
Right, that's the problem.
As it decomposes, and you know, we call it seaweed kind of colloquially, but it's actually a macroalgae. So it's not really a seaweed, it's an algae on a large scale. And it's actually normal. It grows in a region of the Atlantic, in the Southwest Atlantic, that's known as the Sargasso Sea. And so, or Sargasso, and that's why it's called Sargassum. And yeah, kind of a funny name, but it all originates from that. So this is our seaweed tracker, or I should maybe call it the macroalgae tracker, but I feel like seaweed tracker had a better ring to it. Anyway, the flow is pushing the Sargassum seaweed to Florida. And yes, it naturally occurs here in what's also known as the New Sargassum Sea, or the New Sargasso Sea, and the classic one. And the reason it sits there is that there's a semi-permanent area of high pressure called the Bermuda High, and it's very calm air, and it allows this stuff to grow and expand, and it's all natural. It's been here forever. And so we've had bouts of it heading to the beaches. Sometimes it goes to Houston, Texas. The Galveston Island beaches have had huge occurrences of this stuff. But the flow is pushing it right into the Bahamas and ultimately into Florida. So that's our seaweed tracker. We're starting to see bits of it in the Keys, and ultimately it could work up our East Coast. And if, as the UCF researchers are saying, it could be the worst ever, we're going to have to track these batches of seaweed, obviously, a lot more in the coming weeks. But the good news is that they can clean it up. It just takes a while, it's expensive, and it stinks.